In today's video, we're going to do a speed pick. I say we're going to do a speed pick. We're going to attempt a speed pick on this Avocett ABS high security padlock. Before we take a look at this one, I'll just mention that I have featured this one on the channel before. I did a full pick and gut of this one, and yeah, it's not an easy gut at all, and the assembly was even worse. I'll leave a link up there so you can come back and see the internals if you're interested. Anyway, this one came in the post the other day, and I thought we could probably do a speed pick on it, and I'll explain why. So if I just put up on the right there exactly what pins are inside this lock, we have got, if we look at the key here, you've got these concentric rings. In position 3, we've got a magnet, which is why the key is stuck to the body of the lock there. But the other pins, we've got outer rings and inner ring cuts on the key. They correspond to pin in pin. So you've got an outer pin and an inner pin in positions 1, 2, 4 and 5. So in order to pick it, what we need to do is to pick the outer pins first. So I've just got to be careful when I reach in with my flag just to touch those outer pins in those positions. Then the magnetic pin it needs picking next, so I've got this little neodymium magnet on the end. It's actually glued on the end of my dimple flag, so I've got to reach down to position 3. I've got to set that. Once that's set, we should get into a deep full set, and that tells me we are on the inner pins. And then I reach in with this pointed flag, and we reach down, and we just got to tickle those inner pins to push it over the line. Now, why do I think that I can attempt a speed pick on this particular lock? Well, if we look at the cuts on the key, just grab a pick again, you can see that the cuts in position 4 and 5 are actually quite deep. And when you've got deep cuts on the key, that means that the pins don't need to be lifted too high. We've got a higher lift on position 1. So I think what I can do is to set these pins, because they don't need much lift, I can set them quite quickly. You've almost got to, you push the pick down and just kind of give them a tickle and they set. I've had a few practices on this, and I think I can get it in a very fast time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rig it up in the vise, lock the focus, give you a good view, and see how fast it takes us to get this one picked open. A very speedy pick indeed. Now, I started the timer when I put my pick in the keyway and stopped it when the shackle dropped down, and I made it 32 seconds. So I think that's a pretty respectable time to pick a high security padlock. It is worth saying that if you encounter one of these padlocks in the wild, there's no way it's going to take you 30 seconds. It's going to take you a hell of a lot longer than that. You need some quite specific tools, you know, magnets and things like that. Nobody's walking around with those. So these are secure padlocks. The other thing to mention is on this particular padlock, as I said in the beginning, we've got those low set pins in the back, which makes this particular core a lot easier to pick. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you on the next video.